reaching beyond the borders into the unknown. Welcome to Paranormal Investigations of Oklahoma.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Paranormal Investigations of Oklahoma. I am your host, Kale Epperson, and right off the bat, I want to thank the audience for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, I've been getting a lot of likes on Facebook, and again, thank you very much. I just come and I really enjoy doing podcasting. It gives me a chance to just kind of talk and visit with everyone. And if I have any experiences in the paranormal field when it comes down to ghost hunting or paranormal research, I really try hard to get that information out to you. Now, everyone has different opinions when it comes down with the paranormal, different theories, different ideas about how certain things should work, how certain theories work, what their different beliefs are. Like always, when I come onto these shows, I want to make sure that everyone knows to keep an open mind. I don't want any bashing or any rude comments or anything like that. This is made for informational purposes. And just keep in mind, I may mention something on the show about a theory or an idea or talk about a piece of equipment, and those theories and those ideas may change later on down the road. You may listen to one of my episodes where I talk about a subject and voice an idea on it, and then further episodes later, you realize that the theories may have changed on my end or in the field itself. So like I said, always keep an open mind. I had several people, they sent me messages, and they noticed that my last podcast was around Halloween, and I haven't had anything out since. Reason being, I've been sick. Just straight up, I've been sick. It boils down to, through the whole summertime, the weather has just been weird, and the allergies and the pollen, the mold count has all been very, very high. So basically, my allergy symptoms have just been kicking my butt. I know you guys have and gals have listened to my podcast, and you can tell I've been suffering through it. What happened was my allergies ended up turning into a sinus infection. And I ended up having to go to the doctor, and they put me on antibiotics. I've been coughing so much, I've been hoarse. I've lost my voice. So it's kind of hard to do a podcast when you don't have a voice. Just shorten the story up, my lungs aren't as good as they used to be. When I get colds like this, I have a hard time breathing. So doing podcasts, when I'm not well, is very difficult for me. So just kind of putting that aside, you notice deeper tone, it's not on purpose. Like I said, I do have a cold, so my apologies with it. I'm trying to do these podcasts, and hopefully won't get any major asthma attack or a coughing fit. I notice when I have colds like this, when I talk, sometimes I have a violent coughing or asthma attack, so hopefully I can kind of do this without having that happen. One thing that's hit the news recently, I first noticed it on Facebook, and then it started appearing on Twitter, and this happened on I'm not sure what the date actually was. I found this article, and it was put out on November 10th on 2014. I'm going to be reading an article from The Blaze from Billy Howell. All right, here we go. Okay, a ghost hunter was reportedly part of a paranormal investigation at the infamous Villisca Axe murder house when something terrifying happened. Okay, hold your horses on this one. You're going to enjoy this. With this story, it just blew my mind when I read it. A man described as a ghost hunter was taken to the hospital after reportedly stabbing himself in the chest while staying at the infamous Iowa home where 6 children and 2 adults were killed by an axe murderer back in 1912. Robert Larson of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, was staying overnight at the Villisca axe murder house when the terrifying incident unfolded. The 37-year-old man was said to be part of a paranormal investigators who were exploring the home for supernatural phenomena when he stabbed himself with an unknown object. And that's from what the Daily Mail has reported. The details of what unfolded are unclear, though reports claim that Larson was alone inside one of the rooms inside the home, which had no working plumbing or no electricity. When stabbing unfolded just before 1 a.m., which was a Friday morning. A comment was made by the Villisca X murder house owner, which is Martha Lynn. And it quotes here, "It's kind of shocking to wake up and hear that someone has nearly died at your tourist attraction." And this is from Villisca X murder house owner Martha Lynn. She told the Omaha World Herald, adding that she's sick over the incident. "I can't imagine why someone would do something like this to himself." According to Villisca X Murder House official website, the tourist hub is at the site of a grisly crime that unfolded on June 10th, 1912, in which an individual who was caught bludgeoned to death the whole entire family of the Joseph Moore and 2 of their overnight guests. If Larson truly was exploring the house for paranormal phenomena, he wouldn't be the first, as the Villisca Axe murder house has apparently been the subject of tourist interest and ghost hunters alike for quite some time. Now from the home's official website, visits by paranormal investigators have provided audio, video, and photographic proof of paranormal activity. Also from the website, it says tours have been cut short by children's voices, falling lamps, moving ladders, and also flying objects. Psychics have confirmed the presence of spirits dwelling in the home, and many have actually communicated with them, and skeptics have left as believers. Hospital officials have not released Larson's condition, though it is unclear if the refusal has come at his or his family's request. And it seems like the police have no plans to file charges, and there appears to be no foul play. Well, it looks like the Montgomery County Sheriff Joe Sampson, he made a statement to KMA Radio. This is the statement. He said he basically was inside the room as far as we've been able to piece together, and he yelled out for some help. That's when a couple of people doing their paranormal research came into the room, and they found him. They called 911, and that's pretty much where it is right now. The sheriff also added, "I don't believe it's an accident. Well, he did it, and we have no idea." Both Lynn and the authorities said that this is the first time there has been an incident like this since the home opened to the public 2 decades ago. You know, I find it kind of crazy, and bear with me, folks, but this is the craziest story I ever read. Now, some of you people may believe that, maybe this guy was possessed by a ghost. Maybe some demonic presence may have attached himself to this man to cause him to stab himself. All right, folks, you just kind of have to bear with me here with reading this story. I think this is a bunch of craziest crap I've ever read. People do the dumbest crap when they ghost hunt. And naturally the story mentioned that he's a ghost hunter and he's part of a paranormal team, and it doesn't say what paranormal team he was with. But first off the bat, what the hell? What the hell? Are you freaking kidding me? People try way too hard to prove that ghosts exist. Now, I know people that's actually investigated this home. Now, every evidence that comes out of there doesn't show anything demonic. It doesn't show anything negative out of the home. Most of your EVPs that come out of that home are of little kids. the stories that I've heard, that the adults that got killed, their spirits really don't haunt the house. It's really the kids. And it seems like the people that were asleep during this massive murder, their spirits don't haunt the house. It was the people that was actually awake that haunt the house. What it is with this case, there is nothing that should be negative in this home. So I find it kind of weird that this guy, this 37-year-old man who claims to be a paranormal investigator, who claims to be a ghost hunter himself, would freaking stab himself. And I'm sure later on in the news, he'll probably going to claim that some ghost possessed. I mean, I've known teams that went to this location and never had any issues. One of the theories that I heard, if you do bring an axe into the home, it causes the energy to change, because the little kids that haunt the house do not like the axe for obvious reasons. If they got killed by an axe or got killed by a knife, yeah, it's very obvious they're not going to like a weapon inside the house. So my question is, A, where did this weapon come from? I'm talking about Mr. 37-year-old dummy butt here, who decided to bring in a freaking knife, and I think he brought it in. Now, the story doesn't say he brought it in. They're not really. It doesn't really say where the knife came from, but more than likely, I'm guessing this idiot brought it in. Yes, I called you an idiot. You're a freaking idiot, dude. Okay? People try way too hard to prove that ghosts exist. And you get these people, I hate to say it, they're freaking crazy. I've seen it in the field, folks. You think I'm kidding, but I'm not. I've been on investigations with different teams, with different people. It's all showboating. They're trying to either A, impress a client, or they're either A, trying to impress their ghost hunter friends, either pretending they're psychic mediums, or they're pretending to be sensitives, or they're just pretending some ghost is attacking them. And they go way overboard with it, folks. I am not kidding. If you get to the point, if you're in the ghost hunting field where you have to hurt yourself to try to prove ghosts exist, you need psychological help. There's something wrong with you. But I've heard of ghost hunters, they try so hard to impress a client that, I heard this one story about this lady on a team. She was crawling around the floor smelling the freaking carpet. Or she was sitting in a chair rocking back and forth saying a baby ghost was affecting her. She was being possessed by a baby ghost. And she kept saying, I want my baba, I want my baba. Seriously? What the frick? That's freaking wild. I went on one investigation, and I really didn't know who this group was. I was kind of invited along. And on the investigation, anytime I would use my ovulus, and it would come up with a word that you may sit there and think, okay, it may be negative. Okay. So, if it said something like pain, or if it would say anything about head, everybody knows with an ovulus that sometimes it just spits out random words and it has nothing to do with the investigation whatsoever. So this lady that's part of this team, she was showboating. So anytime this ovulus would say something negative, she'd be like, oh, my head hurts so bad. And then next thing you know, she's got the group around her and they're laying hands on her and they're trying to force this negativity out of her. And, I'm very open person, okay? Yes. Okay, let's throw it out there. Yes, I don't know who this person is. She's a complete stranger. It is possible that a ghost may be affecting her in one way or another. I didn't know maybe she was a psychic medium. I don't think so. She never reported herself as a psychic medium or a sensitive or any of that jazz. But back to it, it's just one of those deals of, to me, looking at her, I think she was showboating. Yes, I don't know who she is. I don't know. Yes, this could be happening to her. But it got to the point, as the investigator in me kicks in, we went to several different other locations. And the same thing kept happening to her. So we go to a different location. Oh, my chest hurts. The ghost is affecting me. And just because the obelisk said something about shirt, chest. So anytime the obelisk would spit out something about any random word, apparently this was affecting her. So she was either acting like she was having a heart attack, she was acting like her head hurts, her leg hurt. And the whole entire time, her group of investigators, whoever these people were, they were laying hands on her, trying to drive out this demon. And I'm standing there like, there's nothing going on. We're getting no K2 flashes. We're not getting any EMF spikes on any of the gauze meters. We're trying the spirit box. Nothing's coming over the spirit box. And even being in these different buildings, most of the time when you go into a location, you can tell if there's something there. No, this is just on a spiritual level. And I'm not really trying to bash people. I'm just kind of throwing this out there for showboating people. But because I do believe there's some people with abilities. I do. I really do. I believe there are psychic mediums. I have friends that are mediums. I got friends that are psychics. I got friends that are precogs. And when I'm with them and we're on investigations, they nail it on the head. Or later on we find out evidence proving that whatever they sensed or envisioned actually has came to pass, or there's evidence to support whatever they discovered. But this is only wrapped around the showboating people. Okay? So, anyway, with Villisca, Iowa, this thing just blows my mind. This guy physically hurt himself. And what are you trying to prove, dude? Are you trying to prove that the house is demonic? Are you trying to just... Now, here's the deal. Now, I know some celebrity TV shows have went out to this location and did their ghost investigations there. And on these TV shows, they may have claimed, there's a demonic presence here. Our psychic medium that we pay a lot of money to says there's something here. Okay. So now everybody's going to believe that there is a demon or a monster in this home just because the TV show went out there and said there was. Okay. Now, I'm not bashing the TV shows. It is possible the psychic medium they brought in there could have sensed something negative in the home. They came across something they thought was demonic or something that was evil. But with all the different paranormal groups that I know that have went out to Villisca, Iowa and investigated that location, there is nothing demonic at that location. Nothing. Everyone I have talked online, on Facebook, on blog pages, anything about Villisca, Iowa, all their EVPs, all the information they collected has been positive. Nothing negative. Some people have photographs of the little girl. She will play games with you folks. Is that home creepy? Yes. Is the home scary because of the past events from the 1900s? The axe murder itself. Does it give it a haunting, creepy atmosphere? Yes. I do believe that is one location that is actually haunted, but I do not believe that it is demonic. Now, myself, I will admit, I have never investigated this location. The people that have had investigated this location before are professional people in the field who I trust, who I know are serious. And they tell me that this place is not demonic. And like with this guy who stabbed himself at this location, this 37-year-old man, 37 years old, who's acting like a freaking kid. Come on, dude. Seriously? You're 37 years old. What the frick? Stabbing yourself. I'm going to just flat say you're not a ghost hunter. You're not a paranormal investigator. All you're doing is give the rest of us a bad name. Because you did something stupid Now, I don't know if it was accidental. I got a feeling like he freaking did this to himself. What you are doing right now, when people read this, they're going to think every paranormal researcher, every ghost hunter is a freaking loon. Thank you very much, Mr. 37-year-old man, Mr. Robert Lawson. Yeah, you can get mad at me if you want to. Get over it. This is my podcast show. This is called freedom of speech. I have a right to voice my opinion. This is my opinion. I have a right to voice my opinion, just like everybody else in the world. This is America. What you did was stupid. Absolutely stupid. Because the media, they grab a hold of this stuff and they run with it. No, I don't know if the media has a slow day. Maybe they ain't got nothing better to talk about. But here's the deal. People who are skeptics in the field are immediately going to assume, boy, those ghost hunters are crazy. They stab themselves. What if they try to stab me? Or what if it's people that actually have legit problems in their home and now they're afraid to reach out to ghost hunter groups because they think we're all freaking crazy. I don't want to invite this ghost hunter group in my home. They may come and stab me. This is what you did, Mr. Robert Lawson. Yeah, you did this. Mr. 37-year-old man. This is crap. Call it a rant. Call it whatever you want. I'm sick and I'm tired of these freaking fake ghost hunters, these freaking thrill seekers coming there and ruining it for the rest of us. I just got to get this off my chest. What's the best way of getting it off my chest? Is to podcast it. And you know what? Everyone that's listening to this podcast right now is feeling the same freaking way. They're sick of it. Freaking sick of these thrill seekers going after doing something stupid. This 37-year-old man acting like a freaking teenager. Stabbing himself. You need some mental help, buddy. You need some freaking help. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. Robert from Wisconsin. If you're a spiritualist, whatever your religious belief is, pray for this man. Yes, I'm mad. I'm aggravated at this person, but he needs some help. This poor man needs some serious help. But you know what? He's not the only person, the only group that's done something stupid in the field. That's drew media attention to make ghost hunters look bad. You want to hear somebody else being stupid? You want to hear somebody else, a so-called ghost hunter team that done something stupid? Now, I know you all guys heard this story. This one here chaps my hide too, okay? I'm sorry. I hope this is entertaining for people. Yes, I am sick. I don't feel good. But crap like this really just fires me up. It just burns me up, and I just got to podcast it. I've been reading this while I've been sick and I've been hoarse and all these different stories, and I've just been wanting to blow up and talk about it. It sucks being sick. All right, here's another story that's going to chap your friggin' hide, okay? Now, this was back in 2013. This is November 26 when this was posted. Now, I know everyone has heard this story, okay? But I'm going to read it again to show these freaking morons that are out in the field, okay? Story is North Texas ghost hunters allegedly burned down a historical plantation. Now, again, the media jumps on to the word ghost hunters. This is in bold print, ladies and gentlemen. And the media is not going to be afraid to say where you come from, okay? North Texas ghost hunters allegedly burned down a historical plantation. This from Arabi, Louisiana. Hopefully I'm not tearing that up. Says a state district judge has set bond for 7 suspects accused of setting a fire to a historic plantation in the St. Bernard Parish. Reports their bonds range from $7,000 to $450,000. The historic home was burnt to the ground early Friday. Now remember, this was back in 2013. Investigators say suspects admitted to being on a marijuana-fueled ghost hunt when they allegedly decided to set the landmark in Arabia on fire. The New Orleans Advocate reports that the judge has set the highest bond Monday for Dustin Davenport. Yes, I said your name, Mr. Dustin Davenport, 31, from Fort Worth, Texas. He was booked with arson and simple burglary and criminal damage over $50,000. Facing the same charges, Joshua Allen, who's 21, and I'm not going to go through the rest of the freaking names, but their bonds have been set for $350,000. These suspects were booked with an accessory to arson and criminal trespassing. Now these freaking idiots, these 7 are suspected of breaking into the home built in the 1850s. This historical location that was built in the 1850s in the early hours of Friday to look for ghosts and to smoke some freaking pot. The police said they were looking for ghosts, drinking, smoking dope, and for some reason they made a decision, a conscious decision before they left to set this building on fire. The police claimed that the men were door-to-door salesmen, but they could not say what the men were selling. Now this home, which is located near the Mississippi River levee, has been vacant since the 1980s. This is a historical location, ladies and gentlemen, and these freaking idiots burned it to the ground. We are deeply saddened by the loss of one of our community's most beloved treasures. What makes me mad? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the article says North Texas Ghost Hunters. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a legit ghost hunter group. From reading the article, it is very clear these were a bunch of freaking idiots who decided, a bunch of thrill seekers who decided, let's go ghost hunting and smoke some pot and maybe we can see some spirits. This ticks me off, folks. This fires me up. Because when people do this crap, if you're a thrill seeker, when you do this crap, you're just giving all ghost hunters and paranormal researchers a bad name. And this will be around for a very long time. Because what ends up happening is other people that have historical locations, they're going to think that all ghost hunters and paranormal researchers and paranormal investigators are nothing but a bunch of quacks. It's nuts, folks. Absolutely nuts. No, I get a little wild on my podcast shows. And that's just for entertainment purposes. I want to keep the audience riled up. I'm an entertainer. That's what these shows are for. Yes, I want to provide educational stuff for my audience. Because I know that people are out in the field and they're new. They do not know what's going on, so they want to know everything about equipment. They want to know everything about paranormal research procedures, ghost hunting procedures, if there's new stuff coming out into the field, if there's theory changes. You guys want to know about that stuff. And if I can get it, I want to provide it to you. I want to have legit professional ghost hunters, paranormal researchers, legit psychic mediums on my show to share their experiences with you. I don't want a thrill seeker on my show. I don't want a freaking thrill seeker out there vandalizing homes. I don't want them burning down locations. We don't need dope smokers, people out breaking the law in this field. We're trying to remain professional. So when crap like this happens, it's very upsetting. So Mr. 30-something-year-old man stabbing himself at Villisca, Iowa, that's the craziest crap I ever heard. I want to tune this right here directly to the newbies in the field. And this part is not to bash anybody. I really, when I do my podcast, it's not to bash anybody. I know it sounds like I'm bashing people. It sounds like I'm tearing people up. If I'm mad, I want to voice that opinion. Because here's the deal. We all get sick and tired of it. We read these stories. We read it in the media and we get so pissed off. If you get offended by me cussing, my apologies. And I do mean that seriously. I try very hard not to cuss on my show. But it is my show. So it's my podcast show. So if I cuss a little bit, my apologies. But I just blame it on the medicine today, folks. I'm on a bunch of cold medicine and it really sucks and I don't feel good. And I'm reading a freaking story about a 30-something-year-old man who stabs himself in Villisca, Iowa. And to the newbies, you know what, guys? Just to be serious, don't go overboard with this stuff. Be serious, be professional. You know, if you're listening to this right now and you're curious about joining a team or anything like that, do research on the team. You know, whoever the team owner is, you can always get online. I know here in Oklahoma you can get on the court docket site, or you can get on like the, you know, whatever Oklahoma county there is. There's always ways of researching people. I research clients. If I get a call from a client, I will get their information and I research them online. I will find out or not if they ever been arrested before, charged with anything, or if there's warrants out for their arrest. Because here in Oklahoma, if you ever been to court for anything, it's all public record. And you can find it online. And that's part of being a ghost hunter or paranormal investigator, is research. So if I take on a new team member, or it's a client, or if I'm looking to join a different team, I will research people. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's one of those deals, if you're new in the field and you're looking for a team, research these people. Find out if they're professional or not. If you do join up with a group for the first time, and after going on several investigations, if you feel like it's not for you, but you still want to be in the field, leave that group. Do it on a professional manner. Just tell the team owner, it's just not what I'm looking for. Because like for me, when I first started out in the field, the first group I got with was a spiritualist group. I'm more of a scientific research type person. I'm looking more for facts to find out if this phenomena is true or not. So, with that team, with being more spiritualist, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Now, I will investigate with spiritualist teams, because that's still part of my research, to find out, okay, whatever they're sensing or whatever their abilities are, I want to make sure it ties in for what evidence that we gather. I'm not really big into psychics and mediums and stuff. That's just not my cup of tea, but I do believe some people have abilities. I mean, parapsychology, that's how it all started out. Psychics, mediums, EVPs, the ghost phenomena. That's how it all began, folks. That's just part of it. But being new in the field, I would say research everybody. Because what if you did live in Wisconsin and you happened to stumble upon Mr. 37-year-old Wisconsin man that stabbed himself? You found his team. And you may not know that he had a history of doing stupid crap. So you may research this guy, and not saying that he does or he doesn't, but what if you research this guy and find out, like, oh crap, this guy's got a criminal history. Oh, this guy's got warrants for his arrest. Oh, this guy's done something stupid. Maybe I don't want to join this team. Yes, I do understand that people mess up. I do understand that people make bad choices in life and they may get arrested. And they may be trying very hard to erase that mistake. But the problem is when you get arrested, it sticks with you for the rest of your life. And that's just how it is. The deal is follow your heart. Follow your gut instincts. If you do have abilities, use those abilities. But here's the deal. Just if you feel uncomfortable about whatever group you're with, it's probably not the right group for you. And you need to find a different group to go to. Because you never know. You do not want to be part of a thrill seeker group. Because what if one night you're with this thrill seeker group and you're serious about investigating and Mr. wannabe teenager lights up a marijuana joint during your investigation or cracks open a beer, then you're going to be really in an awkward situation. Or what if you're part of that investigation and Mr. Dummy sets the building on fire? You're going to be dragged right into the middle of that. Professionalism is the key, folks. I'm so happy that I'm on a professional team. I work with the greatest people in the world. I love these people to death. They always have my back. I have their back. My door is always open for them. And even though we're just a paranormal research group, we're a family. And like every family, we do have problems. But we work those problems out. But we still retain to be professional. And if there's somebody on the team that can't keep that professionalism, we have to let them go. We don't want to. It tears our heart up sometimes, but we have to. Now, we do give second chances. But on that second chance, don't screw up. Or you can never walk through that door again. Because we got to remain professional. We got top-end clients. Very important clients. And we got to remain professional. Every paranormal team out there, I can tell you that I know of, they run their group like a family, but they remain professional because they have to, folks. They run it like a business. Well, folks, I'm going to tune off. I am glad that you got to tune in and listen to my crazy rant. I love doing rants. Don't think I'm crazy, folks. I actually love doing rants. Because I know if it's on my chest and it's aggravating me, I know it's aggravating you. And I know sometimes you just want to scream out and you want to yell how freaking crazy these people are. You know what? These freaking people are crazy. They just drive me nuts. I just want to scream out to the whole world how crazy these freaking people are. Well, you know what? That's what's great for me having a podcast show. I can do that. Like I said, for podcasting, it's for fun. I do this for fun, folks. I'm not really here to offend anybody. I'm not here to upset anybody. And I know people may get upset when they listen to my podcast. But you know what? If you're a freaking idiot, I'm going to point you out. Oh, yes, I am. That's just how it is. If you're an idiot and you're doing stupid crap. I guess I'm going to tune off. Again, thank you for tuning in to Paranormal Investigations of Oklahoma. Thank you for your patience as you listen to this. My apologies again for being sick. I know everyone's thinking, Kel, it's not your fault. Everybody gets sick. For me, I rarely get sick. And the only time I do get sick is this time of year. Like I said, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook. Blessings to you all, and have a good day.